had no idea what it means to be on a healing journey, but life circumstances definitely pushed me enough to the edge for me to look into it and get on it right away. Hey you, if it's your first time here, I'm Dee, welcome to my channel. And don't forget to subscribe if you like videos around self-improvement, relationship, and a little bit of lifestyle. You know what? Watching on Instagram and TikTok all these girls that were on their healing journey and they were like, lighting a candle while taking a bath and journaling and meditation and yoga and making their green smoothie made me think that's what healing looks like. But hell no, that's definitely not how it looks like. I mean, those things may be the outcome and the results of you healing, but the beginning definitely doesn't look that pretty. So I'm going to share with you today some of the things that I realized while being on a healing journey in a few chapters, and this way you get to learn a different perspective about this and take away the value you're looking for from this video and get on with your healing journey. Chapter 1. When someone says I'm working on healing or I'm in my healing girl era, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person has gone through the most traumatic experience and that's why they need healing. No, it's just another way of saying I'm working on myself to improve, become a better person, and cleanse my life from anything or anyone that doesn't serve me in the best way possible anymore. Let's say, for example, you cut yourself with a knife. Now, depending on how big and deep this cut is, it will affect the amount of time it takes for it to heal. But you still get hurt and you can even bleed sometimes. Being on a healing journey, it's the same. Depending on what type of life event or how big or small it is, it will affect the amount of time it takes for it to heal and how dramatic of an experience it could be or not. Because I feel like when someone says, I'm trying to heal, the most predicted perception someone can have about it is that this person just had the most traumatic experience and they just came out of a very, very dark time. Like, for example, they lost a loved one, or they came out of an abusive relationship, or their whole life just went upside down. But the reason for this healing could simply be getting rid of some of the toxic habits that doesn't serve you anymore and trading them with good positive ones. Or it could be changing your identity because you're no longer happy with that version of yourself. So remember, it can be as small or as big of a deal you can imagine. Chapter 2. Healing is not a one-time event. We can't just heal once and for all. It's a never-ending journey. Because the way I think about it, it's like, let's say you become better than you are today. You become better than this version you are today. There's always going to be a next level. And then right after that, another level. I think that's why we call it a healing journey, because it's a journey, not a destination. However, this journey can definitely be triggered by a one-time event. And usually I would say in a form of maybe sudden loss. Like, let's say you suddenly lost the job of your lifetime that you thought you loved. Let's say you lost a relationship that you had that was so important to you. You lost a loved one. And because of this event, it gets to disrupt you and awaken you from this deep state of unconsciousness that you have and release all these personas that you have actually adapted to and think is true about who you are. So finally, you can start consciously putting pieces together about who you really are and what you're meant to do. Like, when I left my business, all these beliefs that I had about myself also left with it too. These beliefs of me wanting to be a really independent woman who hustles hard, works hard, and sacrifices anything to become a successful person. Or the thought of me believing that there's just only one opportunity I have in my hand and I have to make it work in order for me to be successful, or there's no other way. But those things were completely far from true. After I started healing, I realized how much I love being taken care of, just like how much I love giving care and love to other people. I realized how much I like being in peace instead of always being in hurry and rushing and being in this chaotic state. How much I love to be soft and feminine rather than competing with boys and men on how I can work harder than them and beat them. I mean, yes, I could, but I just didn't want to anymore. My soul started rejecting it, so did my body and my mind. Which is why I left it, but things became more and more clear for me as to why it didn't work out. Understand that one of the main purpose we have in this life is to heal, is to get rid of all the things that have conditioned us to think the way we think and live the way we do, and actually dig deeper and recognize who we are really meant to be and what would be our mission in this world. Our healed version of ourselves is not the most flawless version. When you're healed or healing, it doesn't mean you're not going to feel sad, depressed, anxious, or fearful. It doesn't mean you're going to go around and be happy 24/7 and have no idea what depression and sadness really means. No. In fact, what it really means is for us to learn to allow ourselves to feel what we feel in the moment. It's learning to gain that type of maturity. A lot of us go around trying to hide how we feel from inside, even from ourselves, and we try to ignore them. Then when it doesn't serve us well, we act surprised and confused, like we don't know why it's happening. Healing is to be able to validate, process, and accept our own human experiences independently from anyone else. It's to feel fearful, but still not letting that stop you from reaching the next goal that you're striving for. It's to understand those feelings and allow them to be felt, but being okay to move forward regardless. And honestly, that's the type of maturity anybody should work towards. So when you're healing, don't try to be delusional and be this perfect version of yourself. It doesn't exist, my friend. And the last one, chapter 4. Here's another one. I learned to stop showing up for people who were indifferent about my presence. When you get on this path of healing, you start realizing a lot of the things about the people around you, because you start giving yourself love as much as you give to others, if not more. So then it's almost like you start looking at people through these different lenses. And let me tell you this, these people will be looking so different to you at that time compared to back then. If you're the one that's constantly there for your friends whenever they need you, but then when you're at rock bottom, you look around and you don't see anyone, or if you're the one who's always being disregarded or insulted by them, you're basically doing yourself a disservice by continuing to give that energy in your life to them. When you start healing, you start getting to know yourself so much that it becomes like this constant voice in your head. So whenever you're doing something and you're not supposed to, it's like it's guiding you if it's a yes or a no, if you should do it or if you shouldn't. And it will make sure that you would stop doing the things or getting rid of the people from your life that no longer serve you or deserve to be in your life. And the more you listen to that voice, which is basically your intuition that has become stronger with healing, the happier you will be and the better life gets for you. And we came to the end of this video. There's so much to talk about when it comes to healing that I will not be able to share all of the tips and tricks with you in this one video. So make sure to comment below if you want me to make more videos like this so you would be able to get on your healing journey and transform your life as well. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok by the same username so we can stay connected, and make sure to watch all the other videos that I've made just for you that I'm sure you're going to find helpful. Until later, bye!
Oh, shabum, tell me I'm the only one that you know. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.